Warning! Graphic pest control video ahead. Do not watch if you might be offended. If, however, you really like watching pest control videos, then hello again and welcome to the Squirrel Hunter channel. Please continue and watch us as we control pest populations with silenced air rifles here in the UK. If you have any questions, can you please check the description below first to see if it's already been answered and for some useful links. Thank you. It's a lovely evening in mid-June, so I pop out to check the feeders, walk the dog, and I come across this feeder and the levels drop drastically. You can quite clearly see it's been chewed upon. You see the little bits and pieces of wheat that's been dropped on the edges there. Bit of a close-up, you see these tiny little pieces, quite clearly rodent teeth been chewing away on them. So I leave the place, walk around the lake, back to the car, and vow to visit the next morning. And visit I did. It is quite early, but not the crack of dawn. That would have been far too early for me. I'm sat in the hide with a Theban Rapid and .22 caliber sniper cam on the back. I'm waiting to launch some Predator Polymag shorts at a few squirrels. I'm almost certain there's going to be some squirrels here today. How many I don't know. Got the camera set up. I'm just zooming it in now to show you the test shot. Always take a test shot at something. Very often use a little piece of stick. I'm starting to fit bespoke spinners to my feeders that I create from now on, just to make it a bit easier. You see it in the top right hand corner. Wallop, get off there. That'll do. We're all on target. Just got to sit and wait. It wasn't long before the sun broke behind me. Well, over my left shoulder really. Not exactly behind me. Perfect positioning. Warm side of the wood. Out the wind. Not that there's much today anyway. Birds are all out and about. And so are the squirrels by the look of it. This one came romping straight in, caught me unawares quite quickly. Gone straight up onto the feeder, there's no reason for it to do anything else. Once it's breakfast, it's been having away with my food for the last week or two, unbothered by myself or Bro. Not that Bro comes down here that much. Don't think he's ever shot this one yet. You can see the sniper cam struggling with the light. It's gone to low light mode, hence the black and white. I'm just waiting for this squirrel to sit up, just like that. Straight over the top of the eye. I do rate these Polymag shorts. Devastating little pellets. Do a lot of damage on impact as long as they hit the right spot. Those in the Hunter Extremes are my favourites at the moment for feeder ranges. Apart from a few nervous twitches, it's all over for squirrel number 1. Pretty typical back leg kicking. Nothing to worry about there. The tendency these days is to get the camera to double check them, even though small bits of vegetation can make it quite difficult. So I've turned the zoom right up on the camera onto digital zoom. Pretty sure that's all over. Sit back down and enjoy the music of the day, which is as ever the dawn chorus. You can't see an awful lot. You can see how much leaf's in this woodland. You'd never catch up with a squirrel in here very easily, chasing them round. Not saying you couldn't. Just using a feeder to draw them out because we're trying to reduce the numbers drastically. They are considered a pest in the UK. Read the links in the description. I know some people don't bother. There is information in there for your benefit. Spotted another squirrel over there somewhere in that circle. Definitely saw some movement over there. Just gotta wait for it to turn up. There it comes, bottom of the tree to the right. It's no doubt weaved its way around all the vegetation. Nothing like a good stick propped up against your feeder. Gets them to run up it very often. Also makes them a lot more visible. Sometimes I've shot them off these positions before. If they sit still long enough, I'm pretty sure that one's coming in to feed. It's not messing about. Sometimes they'll come towards the feeder and forage their way in. But this one isn't. There's not a lot of natural food around here yet. when you get all the beech mast, the hazelnuts, all the other bits and pieces like the acorns, once they all appear, these feeders will drop off rapidly. But this time of the year, that hasn't happened yet. You can see the sniper cam. It's reacting better to the light. It's gone back to colour mode now. Not going to have a look at the dead one on the floor. Pretty standard behaviour, really. I'm not really trying to track it that hard because I'm not really expecting to shoot it down here. There we go. Running back up the tree. It's more like it. All we got to do now is just line up on it to take the shot whenever that presents itself. There we go. That jump didn't look great, did it? You can see on the floor it's lifting its head up. I thought the shot was perfectly good. Quite clearly it wasn't. For some reason the shot was a poor one, and that's the result. I went for a high body shot there because it's moving around so much. I was expecting the polymags to knock it down. Not sure if I have got it properly there. No. It's definitely not a good shot. That's a proper headshot. I've actually hit the target now. The only type of motion I can see now is the sort of motion I expect to see after a good shot. That's a normal nervous reaction you get. I'm a little bit paranoid about it though. The normal reaction for headshot squirrels is slump. Sometimes they'll spasm and grip on. You can see by the initial jump, they don't normally do that. It's normally lights out from a good headshot. They just crumple. They don't often jump. Not like some rabbits that tend to pitch pole when they do. Get hit in the head with a pellet. I can't see it properly. Let's have a quick look at what happened. This is the crosshairs just prior to taking the shot. You can see the pellet has gone pretty much exactly where I aimed. I wasn't aiming in the right spot really. I should have been aiming roughly where that circle is, just over the top of the eye at that angle. So you can put the blame 100% on myself. I've been out and checked, it is dead. And while I was out there, I picked that squirrel and the first one up and brought them into the hide. So there's no squirrels on the ground now. If you've got to leave the hide, you might as well pick them. As you just saw that approaching squirrel I ringed for you. Came in, disappeared, I spotted it. It hung around in the back for quite a while. Now it's decided to reappear and turn the camera off and on again. Nothing on the ground to put this one off. Just a nice bit of scent from the other two squirrels. Don't think they really understand what blood is. They can smell the other squirrels most certainly. Must be like dogs when they go to the park, sniffing around to see who's been about. No squirrels in sight, which is precisely why we picked them up. You can see it's not nervous, it's just having a good old sniff. The squirrel behaviour for you. I'm pretty sure it'll do what they normally do. Get bored of sniffing about. It's like reading a newspaper really. What's happened in the world of the squirrels today. Some that's been down there. I don't believe my scent has much of a problem here. They should be used to my scent on the feeder once I've filled it. I'm pretty sure they come straight to it sometimes after I've been there within an hour or so, especially of an evening. They usually come and have a snack before they go to bed. I think they are very interested in other squirrels though. I'm not even attempting to take a shot of this, I'm just going to film it. I haven't even got the rifle up at this moment in time. I'm just watching. Just waiting for something to happen. The smell must be quite strong, I think. That's why it's having a good look around. There we go. Inevitable happens. Just set the camera back here. Let's get the rifle up. Sniper cam on. It's like it's dropped everything so far and decided it's feeding. Yet again. Camera struggled for a second there. Different reaction this time. Correctly placed shot. Blood just rushes out of its head. And that's a proper reaction from a good headshot. It's quite good, the videoing process, so I get to see what I did wrong. I don't know why I pulled the trigger when I did on the last one. It was 100% my fault. It wasn't a clean kill. I must try harder. There's nothing wrong with the combo. Utmost faith in the rapid and the polymag combination. You'll see it's painted the tree, hint of blood. Not a movement. Just for comparison, that's exactly where it was just before the shot was taken. There's another squirrel coming in. Spotted some movement. It's much easier in the winter when you can see their approach completely unobstructed by ground cover and weeds. Pretty dead in there. All the greenery dies back. I did speed up that squirrel a bit because it hung about. Maybe it sniffs the other squirrels that have come on that approach line. They do tend to follow the same lines. I've seen it quite a few times. Certain areas you'll see them run up and down. It's like a little highway. You can only assume it's the most comfortable or easiest route. And any ones that comes from that direction pretty much come that way. Sort of makes sense anyway. I know what I mean. That's per usual, straight at the log. Can't help themselves. Be interesting to see what reaction we get when this squirrel spots the one on the floor. Straight on the back of the tree. It's almost like he's looking straight at my hide. That'll do though. I've sped this up. Hangs around for quite some time there. Can't see that one at the foot of the tree by the look of it. It's obviously got a bit of a problem going on. Not quite sure what they do that little wave for. Bro has some theories. I can't remember what they are now. It hovers there an awful long time. Could have quite easily taken a shot, but you never know when they're going to move. So I'm hedging my bets on it'll end up on that feeder at some point. Just got to be patient. I know it's a bit of a difficult thing for some people, but it's a learned skill, and one well worth learning, I might add. You occasionally get a troublesome squirrel like this, won't settle. It's clocked the one on the floor now. Jackdaw's had a bit of a fit for a second there. There we go, bit of tail flicking. Some happy looking squirrel. Big old crow giving it large in the tree. Hopefully I'll be able to get a few of them with a shotgun this year. But not today. It's all air rifles today. At this point I did actually own the shotgun, believe it or not. The shotgun is no good for feeder shooting anyway. No problem getting a kill at this range. You'd probably wreck the feeder. You probably wouldn't see another squirrel for another 2 hours. You never know. It's taking its sweet time to go and investigate the one on the floor. This is precisely why I picked another 2 up. If you've got to leave the hide, you might as well. It does away with this type of behaviour. In years gone by, I've had the squirrels on the floor stolen by dogs belonging to the owner. I've had a fox come in on one occasion, steal a squirrel right from under my nose. Didn't get it on film though, unfortunately, far too quick. Big dog fox ran in and stole it. I've yet to see a buzzard or other bird of prey come in and take one. They only turn up on occasion. I do like to see them when they do. This one's finally on the feeder. After all that messing about, I'll get the sniper cam on. Try and find it. There we go. No messing around with the shot. Straight in the top of the head, collapsed to the floor in a pile. And that's precisely why I think accuracy trumps power every time. If you're relying on power to kill things and not accuracy, you should give it up really. With a sub 12 foot-pound air rifle, accuracy is the watchword. And that's exactly what happens when you get a good shot. Anyway, the day gets better. This beautiful specimen turns up, sits right by the feeder. Looks like a young buzzard to me. It's a European buzzard. To our American friends who think they're hawks. Normally when we are fortunate enough to have one land by us, you can barely get the camera on in time to film them because they spot your move and off they go. Nothing wrong with their eyesight. I can only think that my hide being backlit is like looking into a darkened cave. Plus I'm moving pretty stealthily. And rather annoyingly, this one turned up literally 5 minutes after I'd been out to pick the last 2 squirrels up. The last squirrel I shot made such a fuss because of the other one on the floor. I decided I wasn't going to put up with that again. I was going to go and lift them as I shot them. 4 or 5 squirrels from this wood's pretty good on any given day. Like I said before, 7's my best. Now I'm kicking myself. If I bothered to leave them on the floor, this one might have dropped down and taken one. I'd love to see that on film. I've had an owner's dogs take them before now, and even a dog fox run in and take them, but never a buzzard. So we'll see, maybe one day. I think it might be because he sat with his back to me. Maybe that's why he can't see me so easy as well, possibly. He's watching something, and off he goes. And he showed you a bit of the footage I had. Filmed him for a good, possibly 10 minutes, I should imagine. There he goes, shouting at something. I think there's another buzzard somewhere amongst the trees there. I got 4 squirrels on the deck, and seeing that buzzard probably made my day. Couldn't get much better, could it? Here we got a squirrel, possibly number 5. Came from behind me this time. It's going towards a known food source, but it can't help foraging on the way. This is what I think a lot of them do in the good weather. Not so pressured to feed. If you've watched our other videos, you would have spotted the one where I had 7 from this wood in the rain. I had 3 on the deck. And then it started to rain and suddenly I had 4 in about 5 minutes right at the very end. So I had 7 squirrels for this wood, which is the current record that I've had out of it on one sitting. And that's what I think was happening with the other ones. I think they were doing exactly what this one is. They know where there's some free food, so they can't help mooching on the floor and foraging. But as soon as it started to rain, focused their minds on food. They still got to eat. They don't want to be uncomfortable doing it. And it's a beautiful day, plenty of time to mooch about. That's exactly what this one's doing. You can quite clearly see I've sped this up because this is another one that takes an awful long time to come to the feeder. And even at 5 times speed you can see the messing about it does. And I've spoken with Bro about this, about shooting in good weather and bad weather. We've seen it before in certain locations. We can be quite sheltered, even when it's raining, especially in the permanent hides. These pop-ups are no good in the rain, really. I have got a video to make for you before the end of the year, hopefully, of a session we went out and it absolutely tipped down with rain most of the morning, and we knew it would do, and we went out precisely because it was going to. Be interested to see the results of that. It's a completely different approach scenario than you see here. But I'll save that for another story for another time. We'll focus on what I'm doing today for the time being. You can see it's having a good sniff of those logs, same as the other one. The more squirrels that stand in one spot, the more scent that gets deposited, I only imagine. Sort of making movements to the tree now. That's it. Messing's finished with. It's had a good look around, satisfied that urge. Now it's about to try and satisfy another one. The belly must have grumbled once or twice too often. Done a bit of a sniff about. There we go. Head's in the trough, starting to feed. Sniper cam on. We'll try and pick it up in the crosshairs. There it is. Waited this long. There we go. Its head's going to come back to there, hopefully. Ah, it's not going to play ball. Yes, it is. Wallop. Straight over the eye. No jump. Just the back legs kicking on the floor, no head lifting. Front end's all floppy. Just managed to kick over to the left. Still trying to track it with a sniper cam. That's fine. I don't mind that movement at all. It's indicative of good headshot. I never knew what hit it. It's exactly what we want. Completely unaware of what was going to happen, which is exactly what we aim for every time. Hopefully. Yet another one comes in from the right. This one's making steady progress towards the feeder. We'll be on it in a minute, no doubt. A little bit of a forage. Not a bad position for a feeder, this. Squirrels drop onto pretty much flat ground, no holes as such. Vegetation kept thinned out by myself and my brother. And they've even got my children involved. You've seen in other videos. Pays to keep on top of the weeds. General maintenance of your feeder area. Even put a bit of wood to the side to act as a bit of a body stopper. Here we go. Flies on that one on the left. Still having a good sniff about. That of course is why I shot that one. And then needed to shoot it 2 more times, which isn't very good at all. Sometimes it happens. There's the one thing about a headshot. They don't tend to walk it off very easily. Even if it isn't good, they don't tend to get too far. Like a poor body shot. As usual, I'm being super patient. Fully expect this one to run up onto the feeder in a minute. Completely oblivious to my presence, which is pretty much what we do. Put the food out, let them find it, they come in and have a free feed, and one day they never get to leave again. Here we go. This is more like it. Where's that going? Straight up the tree. Not what I wanted at all, that. After all that effort, it runs off unharmed. Bit annoying really, but at least I know there's another one in the area. I think I'll hang it out a bit longer and see if it comes back down the tree. Only a short time later, this one dashes in and goes up the tree. I think this is the second squirrel. I think the presence of that one forced the other one to go up the tree. This one's very confident, comes straight in. It's more like it. Get the rifle up, get the sniper cam on. There we go. Just going to make sure it's settled. Looks pretty settled to me. Looking at the one on the ground now. Hasn't done that yet. There we go, that'll do. Straight over the top of the eye. No mistake in that. Dropped to the ground quite nicely. Quick zoom in. Tiny stick obscuring the view. was happy with what I saw. And squirrel 6 on the ground, one shy of my record in this wood, and I've seen the buzzard. Doesn't get much better than that. Morning's clicking on a bit, and here we have another squirrel. I did realise there was another squirrel up the tree, or thought there was. I was hedging my bets it might come back, and I have no idea if this is the same one or not. Once you know there's one in the area, it pays to hang around sometimes. I think that one came from the left from memory. From the good old sniff of the tree. Yet again, nice weather, no rush. Of course, it's also nice for yourself to be out in the good weather. Makes it all the more pleasant to be in the woodland in the summer. Just like to point out, squirrel sitting on a tree here. When it looks over towards me, it's going to look pretty much straight into the sun. Sort of beyond my left ear, the sun, not exactly behind me. It makes it pretty difficult for anything sat on that feeder at the moment to see me. Perhaps that's why the buzzard didn't. And also the fact it had its back to me. This one's looking like it could be one that runs away. But generally speaking, you show enough patience, they will turn up. There we go. Not a care in the world. This is pretty much what they do all day long, squirrels. Mooch about, they're quite inquisitive creatures. No, just curiosity killed a cat. It very often kills a squirrel when feeders are concerned. Here we go. Moved up onto the feeder. Now you'd think getting a record equaling squirrel for a little wood like this would be a formality for me, and it ought to be. But I have shot more shots than I should have done today, both on that squirrel and some extra check shots after it, just to make sure it was me and not the rifle. If I thought the rifle was out, I wouldn't have continued afterwards. I'm not sure if I've changed magazines or what's gone on. I think I might have even put a magazine in that only part loaded, I'm not sure. I can't remember what happened. There's all sorts of shenanigans going on. You can hear the rifle clicking and me fidgeting. The whole time the squirrel's blissfully unaware. Obviously the camera's nearer to me. That noise is having no effect on it, even at 15 yards. Absolutely no need to go any further. I'm having a right mess around here. The squirrel's munching away while I'm messing. Sounds like a pellet tin being knocked about. It's the thing about a two-man hide, you can spread out. Here we go, ready to take a shot. Scope cam's on, line up on it, and promptly dry fire. I have no idea how that came to be. You can clearly see it. I've taken the shot and not a pellet come out of it. Here we go. Quick reload. This is the beauty of a silenced air rifle. Right beyond the eye, into the brain, and the only movement you get afterwards is just a few lame kicks. Front end all floppy, no lifting the head up, and it's not trying to crawl across the floor, it just happens to be lay on its belly. So that's a record equaling squirrel after some sort of shenanigans and a dry fire. No idea what happened there. All in all, a brilliant day today. Could it get much better than that though? I'm probably going to sit there for another hour or two. Too nice to go home. I've got to tell you a story now about what happened just after that. I was sat in the hide, minding my own business, and just to the right of that feeder, two buzzards come flying round that tree, and they flew straight at me. I didn't get it on film, there was absolutely no chance of doing that. I just sat there and stared at the buzzard flying eye level straight at me. Another one was above it, just out of eyesight. And I sat there open-mouthed as this wonderful creature flew towards me. That's my best attempt from memory at what it looked like. It was just like that, pretty much. I was eye to eye with that beautiful creature from about 8 to 10 foot away, and then it flicked its tail and swooped up on top of the hide, where it landed on the top and pushed itself down and landed on my head. Never had anything like it before in my life. As I'm talking to you now, I still got the goosebumps on the back of my neck. What a fantastic finale, as I thought, to a brilliant day out. I didn't think it could get any better than that. I sat there for a while, contemplating what I'd just seen, and a little bit of movement caught my eye. The camera goes on. A potential record-breaking squirrel appears. As per usual, train in the background. I'm sure they have the same timetable. That log's obviously a favourite spot, the look of it. The more of them that go there, the more scent they lay down. That one seems to have gone on alert. No tail flicking now. Oh, the buzzards are still wheeling around in there. Make my day if one come down and snatched him off the tree. I'd be happy with that. Get that on film. That would absolutely make my day. I'm not hedging my bets on the buzzards pitching in. I'm hedging my bets on this one going up to the feeder, breaking my record. Plenty of blood on the tree. They don't seem interested by the smell of blood. All put off by it. Very much interested in the smells of other squirrels. This one hasn't messed about too much at all here. Straight on the perch. My magazine is definitely loaded this time. No idea why that happened. But again, it all went okay as I corrected it. This one's just got to sit still like that. Good wallop. Straight in the side of the head. The blood just rushes out of it. No jump in there. Pretty much poleaxed that one. Good way to get a record. Nice solid shot. Just shows what a well-placed polymag will do. Like I said before, that second squirrel, all my fault. Not entirely sure what happened there. The kit's doing what it should do now. Here we go. Squirrel number 9 comes in. Couldn't quite believe this day. Get the right time of the year, and the feeders are really good magnets for them. If you could be bothered to sit there and wait. I already had the intel that there was plenty coming to it. I didn't expect to see 9. Good look at the ones on the floor. It's all pretty typical behaviour. Seen it all before. Sometimes they'll rag on the ones on the floor pretty violently. Other times I just sniff at them. Let's zoom in and see what this one does. Pretty much fly covered. Won't matter in a minute. When I pack up, they'll go in a bag, be straight in the big freezer, and get froze rock solid, and given to the scout group I give them to, and the other scout leader. And periodically they have a session skinning and eating squirrels. You'll see the link below. There we go. Go on, son, get on that feeder. I'm reaching for the rifle now. I've got it somewhere near, so I haven't got to do too much movement. Propped on my shooting sticks to keep me nice and steady. I tend to move when they stick their head in a trough. The sniper cam on. This one's doing something I don't want it to do. Turn round and face me. Sort of waiting for it to turn round now. Might have to make a bit smaller ledge on the side, I think. Make it more comfortable to sit the other way. Unfortunately for this one, it's going to sit there like that. I'll have to shoot it where it is. Hope I don't damage the feeder. There we go. Right at the base of the ear. See by the reaction there. Switch the light switch off on that one pretty good. I figured I could always repair the feeder. I'm definitely going to shoot number 9. Quite happy with that result. Quick zoom in with the camera. Standard few kicks. Quite happy with that shot. So a new record set. I'm being so tentatively close to 10 double figures for this wood. I decide to hang out a little bit longer. I'll give it till midday. See if another one turns up. But if it doesn't, I've had a fantastic day so far. We'll give it a bit of a chance. What have we here? On the branch directly to the right of the feeder, another squirrel. Couldn't quite believe there were so many in this little wood. Very happy I got the opportunity to get double figures. Just going to keep myself nice and detached from it. Just another squirrel. Yet again, this one seems to want to mess about. I won't put you through all the waiting time I had this time. I'll speed it up for you right now. There we go. 5 times the speed. You can see it mess about now. Have to be pretty patient. But I am ever patient. This be number 10. I didn't want to make a mistake. I was pretty sure it's going to go on a feeder. It's pretty agitated to me. There we go. That's what I thought. Went on it briefly. Still can't quite get over the ones on the floor by the look of it. There we go. Decides to sit on that log. Nice and still. The more I looked at it, the more I thought to myself, if you sit there any longer, fella, you're having some. And that's what I decided to do. Line on it and take the shot. Right through the side of the head. Double figures. Number 10 hits the deck. Perfectly good shot. Polymag doing a great job again. That's just nervous kicks. Bubonic plague takes hold. Pretty much all over now. What turned out to be a good day into a fantastic day with the buzzard and 10 on the ground. I think that pretty much counts as an epic day out. Very pleased indeed. I'll draw a line under it now. Sat there for the best part of 5 hours. There's my office. There's the first 4 squirrels I picked. Looks a bit longer than it is, only 15 yards to the feeder. And there's the rest of them. 6 on the deck like that would normally qualify as a good day out for this place. Nicely punched hole with a polymag there tend to gush a lot of blood when they hang upside down, as you can quite clearly see here. No coming back from that. And there they all are, with my feeder shooting equipment of choice, the beautiful Theoban Rapid. Thank you for watching. If you like this video, please like, subscribe and share. Thank you.